Okay, let's get a few minutes of stretching in here, movement and stretching. Let's start in our mountain position. Ever important reminder of great posture. Weight in the heels, stack up the joints over the ankles. Let's open the palms forward, stretch the fingers as wide as you possibly can. Take some deep breaths. Extend the top of your head toward the ceiling. And let's take the arms up overhead. So we're reaching from the fingertips toward the ceiling to the heels, pressing into the ground. We're pulling the shoulders down away from the ears, but we're reaching the fingertips up high. And then let's let that go. And let's take a wide step. Same thing, but we're reaching out to the four corners, spreading the fingertips wide, spread the toes wide. Top of the head's reaching, the fingertips are reaching, the heels are pressing into the ground, making yourself as big as you possibly can. And then let that go. Let's keep the legs wide. So let's turn the palms up and squeeze the shoulder blades together and think about even turning the pinkies up. So you're rotating your palms up and then as backwards as you can. Try not to let your rib cage do all the work. Keep the ribs down and just feel that motion from the shoulders, rotating, and then slowly rotate the palms back down. And even in as much of an upward position as you can. And then rotate as far as you can in the other direction. And rotate again. And so you're really pressing into your end range. Rotate, press into that end range, comfortably pressing into it, just finding that boundary and nudging into it, and then let that go. Just feel how that rotates all the muscles around the bones in the arms. Okay, let's take the arms back up again, a narrower stance. Reaching shoulders down, pull the shoulders down and stretch the elbows straight, arms straight up. So as you're extending, press the heels in, extend the top of the head up, just a gentle lean to the right. So you're extending the whole time. It's very active, even though it looks like a really simple move. Very active, and back up. Let's bring the arms down. Let's take as wide of a stretch or a step as you are comfortable with into that warrior one stance. We'll focus on really pressing the back heel into the ground. And then let's open the arms up behind. So press that heel into the ground, press, 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 press. Shoulders down away from the ears, open the chest. Let's tuck the chin down. And then we'll gently look up toward the ceiling. Tuck the chin down. Gently look up. Tuck the chin. Gently look up. Bring the head into neutral, relax the arms, come onto the balls of the foot, back foot, and press forward. And then let's step back with the right. As far back as you can. Bend that front knee, press through the back heel. Take the arms back. This time you can just reach back or clasp the hands together and reach back. And let's tuck the chin as you're still pressing through the back heel. Very active press. It's not just sitting there. Gently look up. Tuck the chin down. Gently look up. Tuck down. Gently look up. Head back to neutral. Let the arms go. Come back on the balls of the back foot and press it forward. Back with the left foot again. This time we'll go into our warrior two. So keep the front knee stacked. Open it up as far as you feel comfortable today. Doesn't have to be as deep as me. So again, the hips are in line with the mat. And we'll bring the arms up, palms forward, squeeze the shoulder blades, and push the hands forward so you're spreading the shoulder blades as far apart as you can. And squeeze them back together, shoulders down away from the ears. And forward. Back. And forward. And arms relax, and we'll switch out the feet. You can either step forward or you can just turn the other direction. Just depends on how you're set up in front of your computer, camera, tablet, phone, whatever. And then we'll do the same thing, palms forward, shoulders down away from the ears, squeeze the shoulder blades together, and press them away from the spine. So you're reaching forward. Open up. Reaching forward. Open up. And reach it forward. And relax the arms. Wide stance. We'll go from side to side, nice and slow. Sink until you find a boundary. By a boundary, I mean something that feels tight that you shouldn't press too hard into. Just nudge up against. Got a lot of boundary on my right side. For some crazy reason, I decided to rearrange furniture last weekend, and I think I pushed with my right hip just a little too much. You know, asking for help might be a good thing, but that's not usually what I do. I'm learning. Getting a little deeper as your body starts to give way. And then as soon as you think you're as deep as your body's going to go, let's hold in that depth for a couple breaths here. And then push up with your bent knee, foot, and other side. And push up with your bent knee, foot. And then let's go back to left knee bent. Let's put the right hand on the floor. And we'll rotate the left arm up. Make sure you can wiggle your toes. You've got plenty of weight in your heels. If you don't want to reach to the floor, you can keep a hand on the knee or a block. If you've got your blocks handy, I don't see mine. Nice, deep, long, slow breaths. And then you can either change your hands out the way that I am on the ground, through any way that feels comfortable, then stretch the left knee, bend the right knee, rotate the right hand up to where it stops. Hang out there. And then let's bring that hand down. We'll come slowly back up to standing. Let's get in a little deeper hamstring stretches. So we'll do a few swan dives. Sweep the arms up, and then we'll come down into a swan dive. Find that place on your legs or your blocks or a chair where you can be as deep into it as you can and still keep your low back flat, or a gentle curve in your low back, just not rounded. Nice long, slow breaths. Gently into that boundary so your body gives way. And let's bend the knees and let the chest come even closer. Let the back round out. The hands can come lower on the legs or even onto the floor. It's okay to bend the knees. Still get a nice hamstring stretch, and I feel that pull up deeper, higher on my hamstrings. Let the head begin to hang below the neck and shoulders. Taking some deep breaths to expand the back ribs. Feels really good to me. And then bring the hands back up on the legs if they're not there to help support yourself, and then start rolling up one vertebrae at a time. Knees just a little bit bent. And extending the knees as the head starts to come over the body. Oh, that feels good. Okay. All right. Let's throw in, let's do a little bit of bouncing, and then we'll do some balance. So let's take sweeping the arms up, and then we'll bend the knees as we do a little bounce at the bottom. Get the lymph and the blood flowing. The arms cross differently each time. And one more. And then let's do some balance. Okay, let's take a little step forward with the right foot. We'll take a nice soft knee, toe touch with the back foot, and then a lift. Trying to keep the hips very level to the ground. If you find yourself opening up a lot, maybe don't bring that toe up quite so high. So think of it kind of as a Standing bird dog. So you want to keep the hips and the shoulders really stable. Engage the core and then lift that back leg. Arms wherever you want them to help you feel stable. And let's tip back up and switch sides. Okay, again, if you want to put your hands on your hips to make sure they're staying still, try that. Soft knee. Engage the core, lift. And only tip as far as you can go with keeping those hips very still. If that's really challenging, maybe come to a wall. Use the wall. And then maybe lift the hands off the wall once you feel stable to see if you can continue that stability. Let's switch to the other side. And let's go one more time on each side. The wall can also provide just that little bit of extra safety, help your body feel safe so you can go a little deeper into your pose. Other side, left foot grounds. And let's go down to the mat. Okay, on your knees, you can either grab a little pad or a towel if you need something. We'll stretch the right leg out. Let's go into a little side bend. Just notice how deep you can comfortably go in your side bend, where you feel the tension. I feel it kind of right above my left hip. And then we'll open up. We'll do some rotations. So squeeze the shoulder blade toward the spine. You can look in whatever direction feels comfortable to your neck, or you can vary it. Now let's go underneath the armpit, reaching to that end range, and then we'll open up again. And just flow, finding your end range each time. Do it about 5-ish times. Breathing, maybe exhaling on the way down and through, and inhaling on the way up. And then one more time, and this time we'll hold for about 2 or 3 breaths in our open position. And we'll hold for 2 or 3 breaths in our reaching through position. And then we'll come back up and over and just see how that feels, how much more open your body gets after those gentle rotations. Is my new favorite move. If you haven't noticed that it's in every single class I teach, some variation of it. Okay, let's take the right hand up and over. And then we'll open up. And exhale as you come down through. Flow. Find that boundary each time. Now let's hold for a couple breaths, maybe 3. And reach through and hold. And we'll come back up and over. So much more open. All right, let's go down onto the mat. Let's do a little twist. So you can take your feet into legs into whatever position you would like. So I've got my right knee bent, cross it over. You can twist from there or tuck the left foot under the right hip. Sit up nice and tall first. This is a nice stretch through the right hip too, pulling that knee in. Whether this leg is tucked under or not, it's still a nice stretch, kind of mimics pigeon pose. Soften the hips and thighs. Shoulders down away from the ears. Let the hips just sink into whatever position you've chosen. And then the right hand will go behind. Left hand can reach around or come up over, whatever feels most comfortable to you. Still sitting up nice and tall. Let the right ribs rotate back. And then relax your hips and thighs. Rotate the neck side to side, shoulders down away from the ears. Maybe tip the ear to the shoulder. Just getting a little bit of neck motion in with this gentle twist. And then find a neck position to settle into for a few breaths. And then gently start to let that go. And then we'll switch so that the left knee is bent and pulled in, crossed over if you like, and tucking the right foot under the left hip. And then again, settling into that pose so you feel the stretch in the left hip this time. Sitting up tall, shoulders down away from the ears. Softening through your thighs. And then now taking the left hand behind, rotating the left ribs back, finding a comfortable place for the right arm, and then try some neck motions, finding your boundaries. And then settle into a position that feels therapeutic. Scanning through your body to see if there's anything tight that doesn't need to be. And then slowly untwisting, letting that go. Let's go lay on our tummies for a little bit. Get that extension. I like to kind of lean a little side to side with my upper body. Can feel a nice pull from my left hip up through my rib cage when I rotate a little bit to the right. And other side. Don't feel as deep of a pull this way. You can try bending your knees, and that will pull a little bit more into that front fascial line through the quads. And then if you want to try pushing up, shoulders down away from the ears, pushing up. And then let's push back into a child's pose. And then come either into a relaxation position on your back or a sitting position. And we'll just do just a short minute meditation. So in this meditation, I want you to just reflect for a moment on the practice that you've just done, integrating more different kinds of movement into your life, whether it's in the form of exercise or just moving differently throughout the day, how that's an investment in your future. And just stretching like this with me or on your own is an investment in your next decade. I've been thinking about that a lot. This is my birthday month, and I want my next decades to be healthy and strong. So take a moment to visualize yourself healthy and strong over the process of your next decade. I hope whatever you visualize put a little smile on your face and made you feel happy and grateful. And I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day.